Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Tuesday, March 28th, and welcome to today's live stream. Thanks for coming. I really do appreciate the support. I'll definitely take a look at that Nifty for you. Let me write that down real quick. So thanks for the support. Thanks for showing up. As usual, we're going to do a full top-down analysis on the US dollar all the way from the monthly down to the 1 hour time frame. Then we're going to apply that to all the other US dollar pairs and see if we can figure out what direction or what trades we should be looking for on all the other US dollar pairs using the US dollar index as like a roadmap to help us decide which direction to trade in. So let's get started right away and start off with our monthly time frame. And now I have it on the DXY, and I do want to zoom out a little bit just so I can give a little bit of perspective about why I think this could end up being a wave C. Now the fact that it made a lower high right here and made a lower high, and the fact that it did take out structure to the downside, doesn't necessarily mean that it is a wave C. It still could be like a 1 of 3, and this could be a 2 of 3, and it could go up again for a 3, 4, and 5, and that would be a 100% normal if that is what it did. But the fact that it made a lower high, the fact that it took out structure, the fact that we have been making lower highs pretty much since the 80s, and if the US does have to start quantitative easing again, then it most likely is going to drive the US dollar down. So there's a few different reasons why I think that most likely this is going to go down. Probably is going to take out this low, because I definitely see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like an A. I definitely see 3 waves down, looks like a B, and I do see a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Looks to me like it could end up being a wave C. I definitely consider this respecting Fibonacci levels. I definitely see an impulsive move down, and I definitely do see a break of structure to the downside. So with everything combined and with a little bit of fundamentals in there, I do believe that this is probably within the next few years going to just keep on working its way down, probably eventually taking out this low. And I say within the next few years because we are on the monthly time frame. You know, even a trend on the monthly time frame is probably going to take a couple years to play out. So just something to keep in mind when you're kind of zoomed in looking at some of these. Now, like I said, this could be a wave C. It could not be a wave C. It may be it's a wave 3. Now, as of right now in the pattern, I don't really care whether this is a wave A or a wave 1. I don't really care if it goes up and makes a wave B or a wave 2. The trading strategy is exactly the same for a wave A and a wave 1. The trading strategy is exactly the same for a wave 2 and a wave B. And then if it goes down and makes a wave C, then the trading strategy is exactly the same as it would be for a wave 3. The only difference is that a wave 3 would continue to make lower lows, lower highs. A wave C would most likely bounce off a fib level, take out structure, and end up continuing the uptrend. So whether this is an ABC or whether this is a 1, 2, 3, at this time, I really don't care because the trading strategy is exactly the same for an A, exactly the same for a B as a 2, and then the wave C, it's going to be exactly the same as a wave 3 until the wave C ends. Really, you don't get any difference at all until you're probably right around here in the pattern. So anyways, let's take it down to the weekly time frame. Now, one thing we do have to remember is today we do have consumer confidence in about 25 minutes, so we definitely want to pay attention to that when it comes out. It can sometimes be a market mover, so we definitely want to be looking at that. So the weekly time frame is where we can actually start to see these lower lows, lower highs. Like I said, this is either going to be a wave A or it's going to be a wave 1. This move up right here never really bounced off a fib level, so there's always a chance this move down could be a wave B, and it could go up again to make either a wave 2 or a wave B. Like this would be an ABC of B or an ABC of 2. I definitely do see that as a very likely possibility, and then eventually go down for a wave C, which would probably look like that, go up and break structure, or wave 3, which would continue to make lower lows and lower highs. So like I was just explaining, whether it's a wave C or whether it's a wave 3, whether it's a 1, 2, 3 or an ABC, at this point really doesn't matter to us. Now going down to the daily is where you can see this first downtrend. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like I said, this is either an A or a 1. This move up right here I do have marked as an A, B, C, D, E, but it could be a motive wave correction. And like what I was just showing on the the weekly time frame, this could always be a wave A, and this move down still could be a wave B like I was forecasting a few weeks ago, and this definitely could still end up going up and making a wave C of 2 or an ABC of B. Now, that's not really what I've been saying in my videos. I still think there's a very good likelihood that this will just keep on drifting down and just keep on going like that, and that it's not actually going to go up again, and that this move up is either an A, B, C, D, E, or it's a motive wave correction. So either way, the trend is definitely still down, so let's go down to the shorter time frames. On the shorter time frames, we can definitely see a downtrend. It kind of looks like a 1, kind of looks like a 2. This definitely could be all a wave 3. I was actually thinking this might even be a wave 4 right here, and we may already be going down to make a wave 5. But looking at the longer time frames, it may not even be a wave 5. It very easily could just keep on going and just keep on doing what I like to call the blasting effect, which means when you have a turn on the much longer time frames, sometimes you'll see something that looks like a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would expect it to turn up, but in reality what happens is it just keeps on trending down. So we'll definitely have to keep that in mind. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. Now 1 hour time frame, this definitely looks to me like a trend. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it doesn't really look like a correction. We do have consumer confidence coming out in a little while. I definitely don't see any reason as of yet to think that anything is over. Usually consumer confidence is not a really big market mover anyways. And the trend as of now is still down, so if it does come out, if it does take out structure, that will change my mind a little bit. But right now, the trend is definitely still down, and there's really no reason to think that the trend will not just keep on trending down. So let's head down to the euro dollar and use that information we just learned, and we'll apply it to all the other US dollar pairs. So anyways, what's that? I don't think there's anything wrong with the quality of the video. It says excellent connection on my side, so let me know anybody else if the video quality is really bad. I might have to change it in my streaming settings if it is, but let me know if the quality is really bad, and we'll definitely take care of that. Everybody else, please. So anyways, on the daily, on the euro dollar, I still think this is most likely an ABC correction. I do think that right there is the end of a correction. I do think that this is more likely just going to continue the uptrend. So right now, I'm definitely still very bullish on the euro dollar. Okay, so yeah, I think it's, you might just have to change the settings on your end. Now, this move down right here, I will admit, definitely looks like a trend. It kind of makes you think that it's a wave A. But looking at other pairs, looking at other things, I don't think it's a wave A. I still think there's a very good likelihood this is a correction, and that is the end of a correction, and that price is going to keep on trending up based on the longer time frames and based on the US dollar index. So let's take it down to the 1 hour time frame. Now, 1 hour time frame, we are bouncing off a Fibonacci level right now, and we are about to have news, so if it does go down in a big way, if it does take out structure, that would convince me that this is an ABC or B. But until it actually does that, I'm not convinced that it's a wave B, and I'm not really convinced that it's going to go down. I'm more convinced that it's actually going to end up continuing the uptrend. So we're going to kind of rush through these dollar pairs because we do have news coming out in about 20 minutes, so we're going to kind of rush through these a little bit. So anyways, we have on the daily, we have what I think is an ABC correction, just like the euro dollar. That definitely looks to me like the end of a correction. It looks like it's been trending up ever since. It's making higher lows, higher lows. There's definitely no reason as of now to think that the trend is over, and I still think that it will end up continuing the uptrend, making those higher highs and higher lows. So let's head down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, on this one I definitely do see 3 waves down, so I do think that is an ABC correction, and I do think that we're in an uptrend right now, and I think it's more likely that the uptrend will just keep on going. Unless it goes down in a big way and starts taking out some structure at the news, I'm definitely very bullish on this. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, it definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it did go down, but I think any moves we see to the downside are going to be corrections to the uptrend. But like I said, just because I've said in the past, just because you see a 5-wave trend does not mean that this is now going to go down. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if it actually just keeps on trending up like that, just like what we were expecting on the euro dollar. So let's go down to the Aussie dollar, down to the daily. On the Aussie dollar, I think this is just a steep correction. I think it is an ABC correction. I think that is the end of a correction. And I think that this is going to end up continuing up. Most likely it's lagging behind, but I do think it is going to start trending up for either wave C or wave 3. It's either an ABC or a 1, 2, 3. So let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, I had my Fibonacci retracement measure in this whole move up. It definitely did make 5 waves up right there, but I think that's an ABC correction. I think that's the end of a correction right at the 61.8, and I do believe that this is trending up, and I think it's going to continue to uptrend. So I'm definitely thinking that the news is probably going to help this out. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if initially it did go down, because I do see something that looks like an A. I do see something that looks like a B. I wouldn't be surprised if it does go down, make a C, but I think even if it does do that, I'm still going to be looking for longs, because I still think it will end up going up. And I don't even know that it's going to go down and make a C. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it just kept on going up like that. So let's head down to the Kiwi dollar. Let's head up to the daily. Kiwi dollar, very similar in a way, except for I think this is probably the A over here. I think this is probably the B, and I think it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. If we do have a break of structure, I think this move down is just a pullback, and I do think it is going to trend up like that, probably eventually break these highs, and probably go a lot further than that. So let's head down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, I think this right here is actually a trend, probably a wave A. This move up actually did make a higher low than this, but I think that's an irregular top or an irregular wave B, and I believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. I think it's already turned up, and I think it's going to end up continuing the uptrend. So let's keep going down to the 1-hour time frame. Now, 1-hour time frame, I definitely see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape right here. We are about to have some news, so like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the news does initially cause it to go down. But I think even if it does go down, I think that by tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow's London, or maybe even later on in Asian session, I do think that it will end up continuing the uptrend. So let's head down to the US dollar Canadian. Head up to the daily time frame. I think that this is a big ABC correction right here, and I think the correction is already over. I think it's just waiting for something to really give us a nice impulsive move down. Probably going to end up eventually looking like this, and I actually think this is a big wave C on the much longer time frames. If you want to see my full top-down analysis, definitely check out my videos that I do every day on the US dollar Canadian and a lot of the other US dollar pairs. So heading down to the 4-hour time frame, you can definitely see what looks like a trend. You definitely see an impulsive move up, looks like an A. This to me looks like it's all a correction, and it did make a lower low, making an irregular wave B or an irregular bottom. I think this is a 1. I think this is an ABC of 2. And I think that we're already going down for wave 3. Now, just like the other ones, I wouldn't be surprised if the news did cause it to go up. Even if it does go up, I think by tomorrow or maybe even later today, it will bounce off a fib level and most likely end up continuing the downtrend. So let's take it right down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, I definitely see a trend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I definitely see a break of structure to the upside, and that is why I do believe that there is definitely a possibility that this could go up today at the news. But even if it does go up, I think it's just going to bounce off a fib level by tomorrow and probably end up continuing back down. Maybe even like a 1, a 2, and then a wave 3 of wave 3. So let's head down to the US dollar Swiss, which is a little bit different. It kind of looks like this one's actually in a wave C right now. Like this is the wave B right here. Like this is an A, that's a B, and it's a C. So let's head down to the daily. So the daily, I do believe this is a big correction right here. I believe this first move down is probably going to be like a wave 1 or something, and that it may have already ended at like a wave 2, and we may go up a little bit to make a correction, but I think it will end up going down, probably all part of a wave 3. So let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, I think that the end of a correction is right here. I think this is actually an A. This is all a wave B, and this is like an irregular wave C because it didn't take out the top of the wave A. And I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of probably 1. This is probably an ABC right here. I think when the news comes out, there's a very good likelihood that it is going to go down. It might initially go up a little bit, but I think that the trend is going to be down for the continuation of a big uptrend on the much longer time frames. So let's take it down to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, this does look like an uptrend, probably an A, and I definitely could picture this being a B, and we're probably in a wave C. It could definitely bounce off to 61, or it could go up a little bit higher and bounce off to 78. Either way, if it goes down, takes out structure, that's probably going to be the end of a correction, and most likely the continuation of a downtrend. So that's definitely going to be a very good entry to go short if that is what happens. So let's check out the US dollar yen, which is a little different just because of the yen. Let's get rid of this real quick. Head up to the daily. So on the daily, I do believe this is an A, B, and a C, and that this turned out to 38.2 already, and that this is actually going down. I think even if it does go up, which I could definitely picture it going up, that it's just going to be a correction, and this is going to continue the downtrend. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, this is definitely a series of lower lows, lower highs the whole way down. We do have a move up right here. Could be a wave A. This move down right here definitely could be a wave B, and it definitely could go up again for a wave C. But honestly, the fact that I see 3 waves right here was making me think that the correction was actually already over at the 61.8, and that this is actually going to go down at the news and end up continuing the downtrend. So let's take it to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, we definitely see a little bit of a downtrend right there. I think this is probably an A, B, C right here, and I bet this is going to make a lower high, and I think it's going to end up turning down for the continuation of that big downtrend I was showing on the longer time frames. So let's check out gold real quick. Like I said, sorry if I'm rushing through these things, but I do want to get this all done before the news comes out. So one thing about gold is that we're in a big trend right now on the higher time frames. I think this right here is a 1. I think this is an ABC of 2. I think this is all part of a wave 3. I think this move down is just a correction within that trend, and I still think it's going to end up going up, but probably a lot further, maybe even all the way to the 2200, and maybe even a lot further than that. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour time frame, originally I was thinking this was an ABC right here, but looking at it again, I guess I do definitely see what could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. This move up though looks like a trend also, which is kind of why I was thinking that it wasn't a wave B, and that this right here was actually going to make a higher low, and this was just going to keep on trending up like that, which I still think is very possible. And even if it is an ABC, wave C could definitely make a higher low than the wave A, and it could just keep on going up like that anyways. So let's head down to the 1-hour time frame. Now as of now, it definitely kind of resembles an ABC. I definitely see one wave up, I see one wave down that kind of resembles 3 waves, and another wave up. This definitely kind of resembles an ABC correction, which if it does go down, it wouldn't surprise me at all, and even if it does go down, I think it'll just go down to these lows. Probably by tomorrow or so, it'll end the wave C, take out structure, and end up continuing the uptrend. So that does kind of look like what should happen, but really, I am actually starting to think the more I look at these dollar pairs, the more I think that they're just going to keep on trending up like that. So let me just check my Discord real quick. The Yo Aussie. EUR, so it's just trying to see if my Patreon members requested any more pairs for me to look at. So before we move on, definitely, if you haven't done so already, definitely join my free Discord. It's 100% free to join, no obligations to pay a dime. And we have almost 3,000 members as of now, so it's getting to be a very large community. And if you are looking for some extra help in your trading, you can definitely join my Patreon page. And that Patreon page is where I teach my strategy to all my Patreon members. So definitely check that out if you're interested. So let's see, we do have about 10 minutes before the news comes out, so let's go check out some stocks real quick because they probably will be affected by today's news also. So the S&P 500 I got, and the US 30, and the Nifty we're going to look at just because those were all requested by my Patreon members. So I still think there's a very good chance this is the end of a correction. Now if this goes down, you would think the dollar would go up, right? And then the euro would go down further. So it does kind of throw me off a little bit, but I still think that there's a very good likelihood that this is actually going to go down and this is the end of a wave B and we're in a wave C. So let's take it down a little bit further, see what we can actually see here. So this looks like it's trending. That definitely looks like a trend. Could be a wave A. This is definitely 3 waves down. Maybe that's the B. Maybe this is going to pop up and finish a wave C. And then maybe within the next couple of days it'll bounce off a fib level and end up continuing the downtrend. So I still think on the much longer time frames, like the weekly time frame, that this needs to go down, probably someplace around the $3,100 area to finish off a wave C. But as of right now, this right here definitely looks like a correction to me. This looks like a trend. That looks like a correction. It's probably going to go up more, and it's probably going to end up looking at least something like that. So it probably is going to actually end up going up at the news. It definitely looks like this is an A. This is 3 waves up for the B, and it looks like a C. News comes out, probably it'll drive this up. Probably the dollar will go down. This will go up. So that does make a lot of sense for my US dollar analysis. So let's check out the US 30. Let's see if that one agrees. Let's head up a little bit to the daily. Maybe even check out the weekly. Hey Menu, thanks a lot, buddy. Wow, that weekly, that does look like an ABC right there. That looks like 3 waves down. That looks like something that's actually going to go up, which makes a lot of sense for my US dollar analysis. Let's see. Kind of looks like an A. It looks like 3 waves up for the B. And it looks like a downtrend for the C. It kind of looks like this is going to end the correction today and actually end up continuing on up. Definitely looks like an ABC correction. 4-hour time frame. We already got a structure break, so it may already be over. So we have a structure break, then we have 3 waves down after the structure break. That right there would have been my entry to go long right here at the end of that big blue candle. And I think there's a very good likelihood it will just keep on going up from here. Yeah, 1-hour time frame. Yeah, that definitely seems like it's what's going on. It looks like an A, 3 waves up for the B, and it looks like a wave C right there. We definitely have a break of structure. And then even this right here looks like 3 waves down, so that's probably going to actually go up some more today, I bet. It kind of looks like it already ended a correction with that impulsive move up that it's making right now. So it seems pretty clear, actually. Let's check out the Nifty real quick, and then we're going to switch back to the US dollar pair so we can catch that news. The Nifty has been going down already. And did it break that structure yet? No, it still hasn't broken structure, so that we still can't really say that it is going down overall. It definitely doesn't line up with the other stocks very well. I could picture this being a correction, and I could definitely picture this going up like the stocks, like the S&P and the US 30. Yeah, let's see. Probably should put our Fibonacci on here. It's probably already past the 78%. Oh yeah, definitely. That doesn't look like it's over. That looks like it's just going to maybe go up, but then eventually go back down. Definitely doesn't look like it's over yet. Yeah, it's definitely making lower lows, lower highs. It's definitely making ABCs up. ABC up, ABC up, ABC up. Maybe it's just going to go up and make another ABC, and then maybe next week or something, or later this week, it will actually end up continuing down again. And the trend is 100% down, that's for sure. So I would definitely be still looking for shorts. It kind of looks like an A. It does look like 3 waves down for a B. I bet it is going to go up just like the other ones, but it may end up being a wave C. And then maybe next week or later on this week, it'll go down, take out structure, and actually end up continuing the downtrend. So that doesn't seem like it's the most likely thing to happen for sure. So let's see, what time is it? We got about 5 minutes before the news starts. What do we really have time for? We can maybe give crypto, Bitcoin, a quick look. See what's going on with that. Ooh, it's definitely kind of waiting. I've been kind of going back and forth about whether this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, and this is 3 waves down for a B, and this right here is actually a wave C. If it is a wave C, we are already breaking structure. We may want to start looking for shorts. If that is a wave C, it probably will end up continuing the downtrend. Let's take a closer look at this trend. Oh yeah, it's definitely broken structure. Looks like a 1, 2. Let's see, is that a 3, 4, 5 right there? It definitely did break structure to the downside, but it kind of looks like it wants to pop up again. Maybe this will be the wave 5 right here. And then if it goes down, takes out structure, that will be the end of a wave C, and probably the beginning of a pretty good sized downtrend. See, 1 hour time frame. Does that look like an A right there? Kind of does. 3 waves up for the B. And then this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. Probably going to go up, take out structure, and go up at least one more time. And if it's a wave 5 of C, then it will probably just go back up near these highs and then make an impulsive move down, take out structure. That will probably end this wave C if it really is a wave C. And that would definitely be an entry to go short for the continuation of the downtrend. So yeah, let's see. Let's head back to the dollar because we do have news coming out in about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's see, let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, we can look at the Euro Aussie for you today, no problem. So we got that on the list. Let's see. Consumer confidence. Not really known to be a big mover. But anything that has to do with inflation right now is definitely can move the market. So it could definitely be a little bit of a mover. It's a leading indicator of consumer spending. Yeah. It's definitely has a lot to do with like inflation and stuff like that. And anything like that nowadays is kind of important. The market really cares a lot about stuff like that right now. So let's see if we can try to figure out what's going to happen here. I can definitely see what looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it hasn't broken structure yet, so if it does go up, if it does break structure, that could be the end of something. Maybe even like the end of a wave B, and this is actually a wave A. But like I've been saying, I still don't really believe that this is over. I more believe that this is actually going to end up continuing down. So we'll see if today is actually when it does it. If it does go up, I still think it's going to go down, but it may actually make a pretty good size uptrend for like a wave C and then go down like that. So we'll have to pay attention. We got about 50 seconds until the news comes out. Like I said, it's normally not a big market mover, but we'll have to see. It definitely could. Oh, we got somebody in the Fed speaking today, Ed? Let's switch back real quick. Maybe I don't have that showing because I usually don't look at yellow news. Oh yeah, we got Ba. Remember Ba speaking. Huh. I don't know if that's important or not. I guess it kind of depends on what he has to say. So let's see. We got about 20 seconds or so. I'm still very bearish. I still think there's a good possibility it could go down. But I could definitely see the possibility of it going up and breaking structure and going up too. So let's see. I already have some dollar pairs that I've been trading for a couple of days now, so I'm pretty well safe no matter which direction it goes as of right now. And it's really not that much of a market mover. It really never is. I always think that it could be a market mover because it has a lot to do with inflation, but it really doesn't usually do a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, let's see what happened with the news. Did it... Oops, wrong one. Did it actually even do anything? It was positive for the dollar on the manufacturing index. It was actually very positive, actually. Yeah, come on. Guess it doesn't want to tell me what the news is. Yeah, it's going up a little. Definitely not a market mover, that's for sure. Like, not at all. Yeah, it doesn't want to tell me. What's the news? Was it positive, negative? Sometimes I'm not a big fan of Forex Factory. I might have to change to a different news source. I kind of like that it gives you updates down here, but it's not really the best sometimes. I guess it doesn't want to tell me. Maybe it's not out yet. Well, I'm still very bearish on it. I'm going to give it a couple minutes and see what happens. Let's go check out oil and natural gas. See what's up. Ooh, oil kind of looks like it may be trying to make another push. Oil definitely is looking like a trend. It's not. That's not the shape of a correction anymore. That looks like a 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it's now going to just keep going up like that and end up like that and taking out structure, proving that maybe something is over, or if it's actually just going to make something like this, which would be like a wave A, and then go down and make a B, and then back up and make a C. We're going to have to wait and find out, I guess. I definitely could see this being the end of a wave 5 of A, but I've actually thought that a few times in the past. I think way back here I thought it. And then probably right around here someplace I thought the same thing, so we'll see what happens. Going down to the 4 hour, this is definitely a trend right here. Probably a wave 1, this is definitely 3 waves down, most likely a wave 2, and it looks like a wave 3, which may not even be over. It very easily could just keep stretching out. Now, just to finish off this trend, it's going to have to go down and make a 4 and then go up and make a 5. And I don't know if it's going to do that right here, like that, or if it's just going to keep stretching out and then eventually go up here and do like that 3, 4, 5 shape. If I was long, I would definitely still be long. I wouldn't be exiting my trade for any reason. But I definitely would be a little cautious trying to go long right now because it very easily could start a wave 4 and then go up and make a wave 5 and then go down and make a wave B and then go up and make a wave C. So it would definitely be a little dangerous to get in right now. 1 hour time frame. It definitely looks like it wants to go up though. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this move down just makes it look like it wants to just keep going up, which I definitely think that it could just keep drifting up pretty easily. There's really no signs of it being over. I mean, it did go down, spike below structure, but I wouldn't really consider that the end of anything. Yeah, this move, I was trying to figure out if maybe this was an A and this was a B and this is a C. And now it's actually ended a correction and it's actually going back up, which I think could be very possible. I definitely don't see any reason to think that it's going down yet. I will say that for sure. So let's take a look at natural gas. It's another one that was requested. Wow, that's definitely a wave 5 or something. So the daily time frame on natural gas has been very, very clear. The only thing that wasn't clear is that it broke structure. I thought it was going to make a proper A, B, C, like that, and then go back down, which it didn't. But honestly, I never would have went long on this thing. Looking at this trend, that's a very strong downtrend. I definitely wouldn't have been going long on that one. But it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. It's an A, B, C of 2. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. So we're probably still in that wave 3. That move up right there is not a wave 4. It may be a wave 4, but it's probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of wave 3. So it's probably still a wave 3. 4-hour time frame, this move up definitely to me did not look like a correction, but I guess it obviously is because it's still going down. Definitely no reason to think it's over yet. And if you'll notice, it really hasn't broken any structure this whole way down, so there was absolutely no reason at all to think that this was going up yet. And I was actually thinking this was an A, and this was a B, and this was going to be a C, and that it was going to go up like that to make a wave B and then go up and make a wave C, like this. But it really hasn't given me any evidence that that's what it's doing yet, so really no reason to think that's what's going on yet. I would definitely be just looking for sorts in a downtrend, because this is definitely not over yet. It's still going. It's past the 78%. It's passing the 88. It's probably going to go down and make a new low. 1 hour time frame. One thing I had to say about this, I don't personally trade this, but man, it makes some beautiful looking corrections. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Even that, A, B, C, A, B, C. So honestly, I'm still looking for sorts. If it does another A, B, C, I would definitely just continue to look for sorts in a downtrend. Definitely no reason to think it's going up yet, that's for sure. So let's switch back to the dollar pair, see if anything's actually happened yet. And I got a little bit of an odd dollar pair to look at anyway, so we'll do that too. And the dollar's turning a little bit, which is kind of expected. Not really too much unexpected going on right there. And I definitely could picture this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, and this being like a wave B, and now it's going up for a wave C. Definitely wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going on. Let's check out this US dollar, Colombian dollar, which was requested by one of my Patreon members, which could definitely be a little bit hard to get a good read on. Things like some of these odd pairs can be a little difficult to get a good read on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, wave A, wave B maybe, and now a wave C. I would be looking at this as possibly being a wave C, so if I see it bounce off the 78%, take out structure, that would be the end of a correction and probably the beginning of a new uptrend. But if the dollar is going to continue down, this one will probably continue down also. Really not much point of looking at it too much below the daily. Yeah, that doesn't look like something that's over. It looks like something that needs to go down, but it looks like something that will go back up again. So I don't think anything is over. This is probably actually what's... Oops, that's the wrong pen. This is probably actually what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave A. This is a wave B. And I bet we're actually going down for a wave C right now. And then I think it's going to go up one more time. Daily time frame. Yeah, I could definitely picture that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave A. Yeah, maybe an ABC right there. Not the clearest, but probably. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. I think that is probably what's going on. Yeah, anything below the daily is really useless to even look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. ABC. 2. Probably in a wave 3. So I think we're in a wave 3 of wave C most likely. Definitely no reason to think it's over. I don't think it's going to be a big retracement on the euro. I don't even think the dollar is going to make a big retracement. I don't, until it goes up and takes out structure, I'm not convinced that anything is over. This thing could very easily turn down and just keep on going. So that's why I always wait for a structure break. Definitely no reason. Not even sure what COT is, but I don't think I look at it, no. So let's check out a couple more of these requests, and then I want to come back to the dollars, the dollar pairs, and look at all the dollar pairs again, so we can get a little bit of a better idea about what's going on. So let's see. Let's look at the New Zealand Canadian. Let's see. I have to go up to the longer time frames to get a beat on anything. That's why I always believe that full top-down analysis is so important. I still think this is a 1, a 2, and I still think we're in a wave 3, which will eventually just keep going up like that. Oh, yeah, the COT. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I know what you mean now. I don't look at it, but I know some people in the group do. I think you can look at some of it right here. I personally don't use it, but a lot of people in the group do. And the reason why, like, let's say that it's like 90% long. If something is anything that's over 80% long or 80% short, I will actually look at that as doing the opposite. So if it's 80% long, I'll look for shorts. If it's 80% short, I'll be looking for longs. So it can help a little bit, but I definitely don't really use it too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A, 3 waves up, wave B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave C. I still think there's a good chance this is the end of a correction, and I still think this is going to end up going up. I actually think it already made 3 waves down, and it may just keep on going up from here. We looked at the US oil, and the UK oil is basically the exact same chart. Let's see. It looks to me like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do see that COT is very helpful. I personally don't use it, and there's members in the Patreon group that a lot of my members do use it, especially for like the US dollar yen and stuff like that. And it can be very helpful. I just don't personally use it myself. I think this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. I think we might have already had a turn. Really, we should see if it bounced off a fib level from this whole move up. Which it did, 61.8. 61.8, big bounce. I would be looking for a pullback, and I would be looking for an entry to go long. Especially based on what we see on the longer time frames. Let's get rid of this a little bit. Let's put a Fibonacci retracement on this, on just the shorter time frames. I only want to see it on the 1 hour. Yeah, I think I would definitely be looking for a long right now. I'd be looking at this as being an ABC correction, and then I would definitely be looking for a long. I think that, especially with the break that we have right here, which is not really quite a break, more like a double top, but I definitely would be looking for a long. I would be looking at these fib levels. I would be looking for 3 waves down and a bounce for a nice entry to go long for sure. Especially if this really is the end of a wave C, which really it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wave 4 is way up here, which it may or may not have even broken that yet. Let me clear this out. Yeah, it didn't even break it yet, so we can't really say that's a break of structure yet. It kind of broke part of it, but I definitely would consider that a good clear break. Let's look at the Euro Aussie, which is another one that was requested by my Patreon members. Which I still have this one highlighted red, so yeah, I have it highlighted red because I think we're in a wave 3. Let me get rid of that. I think this is a big wave 3, 1, 2, 3. Going down to the daily, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. Looks like an A, B, C of 2. Oh, it kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. We definitely could make a pullback. We probably are going to make a pullback. But I bet it'll make a higher low. I don't think it's going to go down that far. It's probably just going to, everybody is going to think it's the end of a trend, and they're going to think it's going down there, but what probably will happen is it'll make an ABC, make a higher low, and then just continue the uptrend. In the 4 hour time frame, yeah, it definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely looks like it's going to probably turn down. It's probably going to take out structure. This is does look like a wave 5 on the longer time frames, but I think what I would be doing now is I would be using my fib retracement on this right here. Excuse me, and I would be looking for 3 waves down to a fib level. A, B, C down and positive up would be my next entry to go long. Uh, 1 hour time frame. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's topped out right here. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little A, B, C. A, B, C. Wow, it's making a triple zigzag, isn't it? 1, 2, 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3 waves up. Man, that might turn into 1, 2, 3 waves down, maybe to like the 38%, and then just end up continuing the uptrend. Euro Canadian might be a good sword, huh? Let's see, the Euro Canadian. Oh yeah, look at that menu. 3 waves up right there. That is a good little sword, I bet. I don't really know what's going on the longer time frames, but it definitely looks like a sword right there. Yeah. That looks like it's getting ready to end this trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably going to go down and make some sort of a correction that will at least go to one of these lower fib levels, which this fib is not even set up correctly anymore. There we go. Probably going to end up looking something like this. So yeah, that would be a pretty good sword if that's what it does. This is probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. Make a wave B eventually, and then go down and make a C. We're probably getting ready to start a wave 3 of wave A right now. Yeah, 1 hour time frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably a 1. A, B, C. Probably a 2. That's definitely looking like a wave 3. Is that the euro moving? I gotta switch back to the euro dollar now and check this out a little closer. So I think that was the Euro Aussie, well, and then menu said the Euro Canadian. So I think those are the last 2 requests. Let me check. Oh yeah, there was a gap on the DXY today. There wasn't there, or in the last couple of days. So yeah, you're probably right. Is this move a Euro move that we're getting? Yeah, the Euro yes doesn't look that strong. Ooh, the Euro Swiss is going up. Yeah, that's definitely not a Euro move. Is the Canadian moving today? Yeah, the Canadian's moving. I'm still short on the US dollar Canadian. I've been short since up in here. No, right here somewhere. I went short. I'm still short on that one. That's definitely a Canadian move right there. Look at that. The pound Canadian looks pretty good too. 1, 2, 3 waves up. That looks like a short too. That's definitely a Canadian move for sure. Ooh, look at the Canadian yen. 1, 2, 3 waves down. That's a long right there for sure. Canadian Swiss is cranking, possibly because of the Swiss weakness. What's that Canadian Swiss going to turn into? That's probably going to turn into an end of a trend, I bet. Go up and take out structure. It's going to be the end of this big ass trend that we see. Nice. That's looking pretty good. Wow, Canadian move. Did we have some sort of Canadian news today or what? Let me clear this out, see what's going on. Oh, and the news was positive on both sides. Let's see, did we have some Canadian news today? There's Canadian pairs are definitely moving. We have some Canadian news tonight. I don't really see anything that indicates Canadian news though. Maybe it has something to do with oil. Huh. Oh geez, more bank failure news. I don't really see anything that has anything to do with the Canadian pairs though. Might have something to do with oil. I don't really see anything that has to do with oil today either though. Yeah, definitely keep it. Oh, that Burr guy was speaking. Ba, whatever his name is speaking too, like Ed was saying. Oh yeah, that's definitely 100% a Canadian move today, though. Yeah, that is like barely even moving. So I definitely wouldn't be too concerned about this. Maybe it will go up and take out this high. Even if it does, I think at this point it's probably just going to be a Kretzen. It's probably just going to make an ABC, A, B, and C. Probably go up to a fib level and just go down. If it even does that, I wouldn't be surprised if it just does something like this, honestly. DXY, yeah, we do have that gap right there. That was from yesterday. I wonder why the DXY made a gap. It must be the gap from Monday. No, it's not. It's just a gap from yesterday. It's not even the market turnover. Yeah, the DXY has gaps, though. It does. DXY has gaps all over the chart. There's a gap there, gap there, gap right there, gap right there, gap right here. So it probably will go fill those gaps, though. It usually does fill gaps. It probably will go up and fill that gap, and then boof, back down it goes. So that probably means that the euro is going to make a move down. Probably not a big move down. Yeah, exactly. I was just talking about that with my Patreon members. I'm kind of curious to see how gold closes at the end of the month. We got a few extra minutes, so let's see. How these candles close at the end of the week is going to be a big tell about what's going to happen over the next few weeks, maybe even next few months. If this closes up near its high, I would say that it's definitely going up. We were just talking about that the other day in the Patreon group. Same thing with the pound. If this closes high, I would say it's definitely going up. If this closes with a spike, I would say it's going up. This one I think is going to go up also, and this is going to go down. You can see it's forming a spike. If that starts to go down, I think we're going to go down and make a C. I think this is the end of a big A, B, C, D, E, and I think it has a long ways to go to the downside. US dollar yen. Yeah, I would like to see this one close down too, because that would convince me even more that that's the end of a correction and it's really going to go down. And gold is the one I was kind of curious about. If gold closes like with a big spike, we may have to reevaluate that because it may actually end up making a bigger correction. Like maybe this is a 1-2 and then it goes up for a 3 or something. But we need to see how it closes. If it closes near its highs, then I would say this thing is headed, and it's probably going past this. It's probably going to go a lot further. So now let's go back down to the much shorter time frames. Yeah, I'm definitely not convinced that anything is going down. I've been long on the euro since right here. I've been long on the pound, and I've been short on the Canadian for the past couple of days, and I'm definitely not getting out of anything. If it does this, then I'll probably just get in again. I'll add another position. The pound has been a real good one. I got on this one also right here because of the 3 waves down. That definitely doesn't look like it's over. Yeah, right, exactly. The 38 to 50 of the previous candle. Man, this one doesn't even look like it wants to go down. This one just looks like it wants to keep drifting up. This one I really think is going to go up too. I don't think that this is a correction. I think this is going to slowly just keep drifting up over the next few weeks, few days, few weeks. Yeah, that Kiwi looks like it's going up also. I don't think that anything is going down. And the Canadian made a motive wave correction today. Big impulsive up and then poof, back down. That's definitely a Canadian move too, so something was going on with the Canadian. US dollar Swiss is at that 78%. If this does something like that, it makes it a break of structure, I would definitely take that as a sorting opportunity. US dollar yen. Yeah, not really. I don't know. I could kind of see this being the end of a correction. But the shape that it made kind of looks like it's a correction down, so that may be actually the yen that's actually causing this. It probably is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, and it probably is 3 waves down for wave B, and it probably is going to go up and make a C, but it's probably the yen that's causing that. And gold, I'm not really convinced that gold's going to go back down either. I don't know. I'm still more convinced that this is just going to keep drifting up. Let's check out a couple yen pairs. So let's check out the euro yen, which I made a video on today. Yeah, the euro yen is definitely drifting up. I need to see this structure break, even though, by the time that breaks structure, the move is like already in play. But I guarantee that it's going to make a pullback after it breaks structure, and that's going to be the entry that I'm looking for. If you watch my full top-down analysis, you'll see why I'm looking for longs on the yen. Well, I'm actually still not looking for longs, but if it breaks structure, I will be looking for longs. Pound Canadian, yeah, we definitely got the yen moving today, too. That's a trend. That's a correction. That's the end of a correction, and it's probably going to go up and break structure. When it breaks structure, that's when I'm going to become a buyer for the continuation of the uptrend. Yeah, 1 hour time frame, yep. Ooh, the Aussie yen is finally gaining some strength too. I know I got a couple members that have been fighting with this thing also. I think there's a good chance this is headed up. Kiwi yen. It's going up. I bet this is just going to keep drifting up, breaking structure as it goes, giving us opportunities to go long probably at the end of pullbacks. Canadian yen. Oh, look at that's the one we just looked at. 3 waves down. That looks like a really good entry. If it wasn't for the fact that the trend is still down on the longer time frames, I would definitely be taking that long. But I do not trade counter trend trades because I've learned better over the past 12, 13 years that even if this does go up like that, I would rather just wait. I'm not really too worried about missing that because I know that this very easily could just go like that. Oh yeah, right. Menu. It's I'm not really convinced that gold is going down. I think it's going to go up. Swiss is a little different because of the Swiss, but I think there's a good chance this one's going to go up too. And the US dollar yen definitely looks like 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3. I bet that's going up. Let's see what menu's talking about with gold. BOS on the 4 hour. Oh yeah. It definitely did make a break of structure, but I always like to see a lower low. Like I like to see a structure, a lower low, and then a structure break. Because otherwise, it could possibly be an ABC, and then it could go down again. But I definitely see what you mean. I think, even though that break of structure is not the clear break of structure I'd like to see, I definitely think that it is going to keep going up. But it could be a wave C. I guess what we should be doing now is actually getting rid of this, and we should be doing this now. Measuring this and seeing if we get some sort of a 3-way pattern. 1, 2, 3. If it goes up and bounces off a fib level, that would be a short. If it just keeps drifting up, then I would just keep going long at the end of every pullback for the continuation of the uptrend. Let me check Discord again and see if there was any more comments. Yeah, the Aussie Swiss. Yeah, we can look at that for you real quick. AUDCHF. I bet it's probably moving because the other Swiss pairs are moving also. Here we go. Aussie Swiss. I just want to see if it's all Swiss. Yeah, it's definitely the Swiss. Oh yeah, man, nice one, Lou. I'm glad you brought this to my attention, actually. That right there, it looks like 3 waves down. It's bouncing off a fib level. I think that's going up, or it's gonna go up, and it's probably starting to go up. We gotta get rid of some of this stuff. I don't want to see all that stuff on the weekly. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A. 3 waves up for the wave B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 61% fib. Nice. Yeah, it's at the 38% right now. I saw that menu. So if it makes an impulsive move down, I would go short. If it doesn't, I would just either hold on to a long or just look for more longs. Yeah, it never really made a nice wave 5 though. That's the only thing. Everything else looks perfect except for this wave 5. But we have higher lows for wave 5s all the time. It definitely looks like it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have an irregular wave 5 or a higher low for the wave 5. If it goes up and takes out structure, that's probably going to be a good structure break, a good end of a crescent, end of a big wave C all the way up to like the monthly. And if we have the monthly end of a wave C, that's a big deal. That's going to be a big move. I don't really picture that as a crescent, as a crescent going up though. That's the problem. To me, this looks like a trend. That looks like a trend for sure. This looks more corrective. Like it's either a 1 or an A. This is either a B or a 2. And we're definitely going up. There's no doubt about that. But it could be a wave C. It could bounce off the 61 or the 78 and go down again to finish off that wave 5 that I was showing on the whatever it was, the weekly and the daily. But just as easy as it could do that, it could also just keep making higher highs, higher lows, and just keep going up for wave 3. So either way, whether it's a C or a 3, it would definitely be a profitable trade if you got a good entry. Right here, look at this. You got an impulsive up, you got a break of structure, you got a break of structure, you got a pullback. Remember when I said right after a pullback, right after a break of structure, there's almost always going to be a pullback. That pullback would have been the safe entry. It would have been a very good sniper entry to get this long, whether it's a wave C or whether it's a wave 3. Either scenario, it's definitely going to be a very profitable trade. So definitely, that's looking pretty good, honestly. 69.8. Oh, you got in at 69.8. Oh wow, that's a hell of an entry, buddy. You probably got in right around here somewhere. That's a nice entry. That's a really good trade, and I would expect it to go at least to the 61 or the 78%. So awesome. I definitely wouldn't be thinking about getting out of that one anytime soon. That's going to be a really good risk to reward trade if you got in down here. You probably stop loss here. That's your risk. Your reward is going to be probably this, or maybe even more, maybe even to the 78.6. Probably a 10 to 1, maybe 15 to 1 risk to reward trade if it does what it should do. Right there's your entry, right there's your stop loss, and right there could be your profit. If it's a wave C, if it's a wave 3, it could just keep on going even further. So that's pretty awesome. A lot of people on YouTube probably wonder who I'm talking to sometimes, but I also have my Patreon chat up here so that way I can see if somebody is asking questions on there. So the 78.6 would be about an 8 to 1 risk to reward ratio. This one would be almost 5.5 risk to reward ratio. And if it's a wave 3, it's definitely going to go up and break structure, and that's about a 10.8 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Awesome job, buddy. Real good. That's nice. So, what is going on with the dollar? Anything at all? No, definitely not anything. We already looked at Bitcoin. If you want, you can definitely rewatch my live stream. Or tomorrow, I will be making a video for Bitcoin. So, definitely you can check that out if you like. It's definitely at the 38%, just like Menu said. If it goes up and then turns down and breaks structure, that would be a short for me for sure. But I would definitely not go short unless I see something like that, because I also could really picture this thing just keep on drifting up. So keep an eye on it. You probably would have to watch it on like the 15-minute time frame to actually see that properly. Yeah, I could definitely see that menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 38%. Turn down, take out structure, and probably head back down. But I definitely wouldn't be going short unless I saw that structure break, because I could picture this, like I was saying earlier, I could definitely picture this just going up and making higher highs and higher lows. So definitely, for sure. That's awesome, buddy. Got some good trades going on. So as usual, if anybody is interested in joining my Patreon page, then you can get your pairs looked at during these live streams. I have a course that I'm working on for everybody. I do daily forecasts for all the dollar pairs, and I'm going to start doing the daily forecast for all the yen pairs also. So if anybody is interested in becoming a Patreon, definitely check out the link or contact me on Discord for some more information. And I'd be more than happy to help. Like I said, I do a lot for my Patreon members, so you get a really lot for your money. And if you want, you can join my free Discord. It's 100% free to join and no obligations to pay a dime if you do not want to. So definitely check that out. I live stream on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. On Mondays, I do a 2-hour Zoom meeting for my Gold members, Gold Patreon members, and we're probably going to start doing like a live stream, a Zoom meeting on Wednesday also. And then Friday, I usually only work about a half a day, so Friday I usually don't. We already looked at US oil. It's probably exactly the same chart as UK oil. So anyways, I hope everybody really enjoys the rest of the day. It's really nice where I am right now, so I'm going to go enjoy my day. I'm probably going to make a couple videos for my course before I head out, but so that way I can get that out to everybody as soon as possible. But as always, happy trading and good luck.